Howdy everybody, Mr. Snyder here. Here's our song of the week, We Shall Overcome. We shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome someday. Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. That song, We Shall Overcome, is a very popular protest song. A protest song is a song that a group of people who are taking part in a protest use to help back them up musically. So let's tell you a little bit about where this song came from. We Shall Overcome started as a field song or a work song, or some people would say a folk song sung by the folks or the people. It was sung by slaves working in fields, according to our history. And it was sung with the word I instead of we, as in, I shall overcome, and so on. And as years went on, in 1901, that song had survived and been sung by many who worked in the fields and heard by other people too. And so it was heard by a man named Charles Albert Tinley, who went on to publish a recording of that song in 1901. And he used the words, I shall overcome, at the time. About 44 years later, in 1945, the word I was changed to we and sung by a labor group in South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina. They were protesting against the American Tobacco Company. So this group went on strike. That means that a group of workers, hopefully all of them to show strength, went on strike and refused to work. They stood outside the place of business, refused to work, and probably chanted, held signs, and marched in circles holding those signs. And at one point or another, they sang the song, We Shall Overcome. And there are lots of different verses you could sing to We Shall Overcome, such as we'll walk hand in hand, we shall live in peace, we shall all be free, we are not afraid. At one point, even black and white together, like black and white together. So this song is not only sung by labor groups to help stand up for themselves, but it was also sung at civil rights rallies and protests by the people there. And it's a peaceful way of getting your point across, or even giving your protest group hope. Because the whole idea is we shall overcome someday, as in not today, but someday. Like if we keep fighting, what we want will happen. We'll get our civil rights, or we'll get the right to vote, or we'll get the raise that we want. Because those workers who started it in 1945, they were only making 45 cents a day. That's a quarter and 2 dimes an hour. I'm sorry, 45 cents an hour. That's a quarter and 2 dimes an hour. That's not much money by anyone's standards anytime. So I want to sing this song. We're going to do 4 verses. We'll start with We Shall Overcome. We'll end with We Shall Overcome. The second verse is We Shall Live in Peace. I think that would be a good one. And then the third verse we'll do We Are Not Afraid. And then we'll end with We Shall Overcome. When we sing the third verse, We Are Not Afraid, we're going to sing the words to We Are Not Afraid today. We are not afraid today. And then at the end of that verse, deep in my heart, I do believe we are not afraid today. For that one verse, instead of someday, we sing the word today. Let's sing the whole song. And I want you to imagine that you are singing this song so that someone who can hear you, and maybe you singing this song gets them to listen to you a little more. Maybe hear your side of an argument, or maybe hear what it is that's important to you, because that's what this song is about. Here we go. I meant to tell you, this song was sung in 1963, most famously, at Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, where 100,000 marchers ended up in Washington, D.C., and he made his I Have a Dream speech to all of those people, over 100,000 people. And at one point during that particular protest rally, they ended up singing We Shall Overcome. That's over 100,000 voices singing We Shall Overcome. Pretty amazing to even think about. Sorry, I just forgot to tell you, and I think that's a cool little detail. Here we go. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We shall live in peace. We shall live in peace. We shall live in peace. We shall live in peace someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall live in peace someday. We are not afraid today. 1, 2, here we go. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are not afraid today. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall live in peace. Oh, sorry. We are not afraid today. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. Nice. Sing that song a lot, and when you do, sing it for yourself and anyone that's standing up for themselves, and maybe not enough people are listening. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Take good care of each other, and we'll see you, like I said, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.